at about 6 o'clock, we got all of our gear on, we got off, and we started hiking through the ocean. And there was water all the way up to our knees. And we were walking, and all of a sudden there's fish in us! And it scared us. We didn't know what it was. We thought it was a shark, but it was just a little tiny fish. And so we kept walking, and we were getting tired. And finally, at about 9 o'clock at night, past your bedtime, we finally got there to the island. And we were really tired, sweating, and we really wanted some water. But you know what? We didn't bring any water. Because we were going to get water from a coconut. Do you know what a coconut is? A coconut is this round fruit. And inside, when we open it up, it has some water in it. So we didn't bring any water because we were going to get it from these coconuts. So we looked all over the island for these things because they're up in trees. We were looking, and we couldn't find one anywhere. We finally found one little tiny one. But you know what we forgot? We didn't bring anything to open it up with because they're really hard. So we tried everything. We hit our friends with them. It didn't work. We couldn't open it up. And so we were without water. We finally got it open on a rock. And we looked inside, and there was like one gulp of water. So we had been hiking for like 3 hours, and we were tired, and we were thirsty, and we didn't know what to do. So finally we just went to sleep. And at about early in the morning, we hear this sound. And we were like, oh no.
Oh no!
We looked at each other and we realized that there had been no water for at least a month. There had been a drought. Do you guys know what a drought is? There was no rain, no water, nothing to drink. And so we didn't bring anything to hide us from the rain. And so, as we sat there and stared out into the darkness, we just hear the wind going. And then the rain pattering down on us. And it rained for like 10 minutes. And we were soaked and we were wet. But guess what? We had what? We had water. We collected some water from the leaves. Now, this whole time we had been praying because we got there and there was no water and we were thirsty and we were going to be there for 3 days. And we had been praying. And then the rain came. And that was an odd way to answer a prayer. But we were thankful for the rain even though we were wet. And so the next day we just had fun playing on the beach in the sand. And we buried one of our friends. And we left her there for a while. And then we came back later and helped her up. But we just had a ton of fun that day. But we still were low on water. And so we kept on praying that whole day that we would get some water. And there was no one else on this island, we thought. And so we couldn't go ask anybody for water. And so that night, we decided to build a shelter just in case it started raining again. So we found some palm trees. Now these are kind of different than the other trees. And we made a little shelter. And so that night, we all got back into our hammocks and we went to sleep. And sure enough, early in the morning, what did we hear again? And the tree fell down. And we were like, oh no, it's going to rain again. So we ran and got underneath our shelter, and we hid and we huddled there, and we were shivering because it was raining. And the wind was blowing really hard. And the rain didn't come down straight. It came down at an angle, so it got everybody all wet. And we were miserable, and it rained for hours. And we home, but there was no one there when we got to the island. And so we thought, well, maybe we can go and hide underneath their shelter that they had. And so we ran over there, and this man was sitting on his porch at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what he was doing awake, but he was sitting there, and we said, "Sir, can we please go underneath your shelter?" And he said, "Yes, please come here." And he kind of led us to the shelter. And right when we got underneath, it started raining again, really hard. And he said, "Wait right here." And he ran into his home and woke up his wife. And they actually let us stay in their house for that night. And it rained all night long. All night long. Hard rain. You couldn't even see. And in the morning when we woke up, the rain had finally stopped, and the man made us food, provided us some food, and some water. He gave us water. And then he thanked us for spending the night and sent us on our way. And so that day we walked all the way back through the ocean and made it back home safely. Now, you know what's really cool? Every time that you are in trouble and you need somebody to help you, if you pray to God, He will always be there for you. Just like when we were in trouble, we had no water. God gave us the rain for just a little bit that night to give us some water to drink. And just like the next day when it started raining again, God sent us those people to let us stay in their homes so that we wouldn't get too cold. And He gave us some food and helped us make it back home.